Good to have you on stage with me today. How are you doing? Yeah, good. Yeah. It always feels so alone up here. It's nice to have company. Anyway, hi everybody. How are you? Beautiful fall day. Gardner, good to see you. I hope everything's well in your life. As of late, I've been thinking about my life and existence in general. And when I do that, I come to the conclusion that I really don't have any idea of what's going on. And I'm not the only one. I don't think most people have any idea what's going on. And there's certain things that nobody knows what's going on. We just live in this vast, mysterious universe. What we don't know is like a mountain full of unknown mystery. What we do know is like a grain of sand at its base. So much more that we don't know than what we do know. Yet we manage to continue to exist and to evolve on this planet. We're part of a universe that started with the Big Bang 14 billion years ago. We know that. We have technology and scientific discoveries to prove that, but we don't know why. We don't know what caused it. All of a sudden, one day, it just happened. Boom, there was a universe. But you would think, as crucial as it is to our existence and all existence, we would know what exactly caused that to happen. Now, some people can say God. That depends on, I guess, your definition of God. Is there a God, first of all? To answer that question, each of us individually would have to define the God that we're claiming is. So based on your definition, is there a God or isn't there a God? There's no evidence other than the evidence that we make up. I look at a rose, of course there's God. Who else could create that? I look at people, but is there actually a God based on your definition? Is there a God sitting out there on a throne someplace in the far reaches of the sky with a crown and a staff looking down at all creation? That is not my definition of God. I say, no, there isn't. But then nobody knows. Could be. Our universe is expanding at millions of miles an hour. It's for 14 billion years. It's been getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Millions of miles an hour. Now just think of that space that it is expanding out into. But where's it going? 1 million miles an hour for 14 billion years. Where's it going? Nobody knows. What'll happen when it gets there? Nobody knows. What if it never gets there? How can that be? Nobody knows. The earth is just brimming with life. From the depths of the ocean to the highest mountains, it's like life is just this envelopment or this covering over the entire earth, just this energy, this spirit of life everywhere. And it is so vast that there's thousands and thousands of species that we've never discovered. We only assume that they're there. The earth is so huge and it's so vast, yet you could take 1 million planets the same size of the earth and fit them inside the sun. The sun is one star in our galaxy. They estimate there to be 100 billion galaxies. Of the 100 billion galaxies, we can only see 5. We can only see 5 galaxies. Of the 100 billion that there are, we can see 5. So what is in the other galaxies? The 100 billion less 5 galaxies, what is there? Nobody knows. The earth is just one insignificant little speck in the vast cosmos. Does it seem realistic that the earth would be the only place that would have life in this vast universe? Doesn't it seem realistic that in at least one of the 100 billion less 5 galaxies, there would be life? It's hard not to believe that. That's a feasible statement. And if there is life someplace else, it took 10 billion years for life to emerge on Earth. 10 billion years. What if life came about someplace else just 1,000 years earlier? Think of what we have done in the last 1,000 years. With technology and advancements in the last 100 years even, what if there was life forms or life species that was 1,000 years ahead of us? Think of the life that they would have. Think of the things that they could be doing. They could not only see us, but they could probably observe us with their high technology. They could probably even be in the midst of us and go undetected with some source of invisibility. Who knows? Nobody knows. Gravity. Gravity keeps the planets rotating in order, and it keeps us grounded to the earth. But what is gravity? Nobody knows. Electricity is a common part of our life. What is electricity? Nobody knows. They can say it's an electric current. Okay, what's an electric current? Nobody knows. There's so much, and this is the point I'm trying to make, there is so much that we do not know that is crucial to our existence. Yet, and this is the point, we trust. Is there anybody here that worries or fears that they're going to lose their grounding to the earth because gravity is going to disappear? Anybody ever worry about that? And what if it did? It'd be kind of fun for a while. And we could hold hands in a circle and we just float up into space and get higher and higher and higher. Then we'd see the earth, it'd be about the size of an orange, and somebody would say, what if gravity reinstates itself? Then what? But we don't worry about gravity. We don't worry about our universe expanding millions of miles an hour. We don't worry about all of those things that are crucial to our existence. If the atmosphere just had 0.1% less oxygen, we couldn't breathe the air. If ice didn't freeze at 32 degrees, we couldn't live on this planet. The point I'm trying to make is that we live with all these unknowns and all these mysteries, yet we trust what is going on. We trust the universe, we trust life, we trust God. And we trust in a big way. So then, we're trusting souls. Except when it comes to us. Do we trust in God? We have faith in God, and there's a big, big difference. I am a believer. I believe in God of my definition. I have faith in God. But I don't always trust in God. Big difference. Faith is a noun. Faith is something we have. Faith is a possession. I have faith. Trust, on the other hand, is a verb. It is something we do. I trust God. I have faith in God. Two different things. Trust is actually faith in action. And I can have faith in God all day long, but to trust God is for me to step out into the more difficult times in life. It's for me to take the giant setbacks and the challenges and just trust in an unwavering way that things are going to work out. Just like I trust in gravity, just like I trust in the universe, just like I trust in everything else, I need to have that same kind of trust in myself. Because I'm an expression of God's Spirit. God's Spirit is within me. It provides for me everything that God has. It has the wisdom, the intelligence, the understanding, the strength, the faith, the love. Everything available is within me in that Spirit. And it's that same Spirit that is orchestrating the universe. It's that same Spirit that has brought all of life into existence. It's that same Spirit that handles all these unknowns and all these mysteries. And it's in me. But I don't trust it. And I can never trust God if I don't trust myself, because I'm an expression of that God's Spirit. So why is that? I wasn't born that way. I wasn't born with a lack of trust. Where did I ever get to the point where I quit trusting myself? Where did it ever get to the point where if a challenge or a problem or a dark day came into my life that I'd worry and get anxious and fear it? When all that is going on and I trust it completely, yet I don't trust myself to manage or handle one situation in my life, regardless of how difficult it is. And I've done this my whole life. I've had good times and I've had bad times. I've had absolute catastrophes. I've run into failures, upsets, setbacks. And during those times, I was disturbed, I was fearful, I was anxious, but every single one of those things always led to something better. That's what I need to trust in, that no matter what happens out there, life is just a dynamic that's continuing to unfold, but whatever happens, my life will lead me to something that's better. The difference between faith and trust can be very clearly illustrated by a fellow named Charles Blondin. In the early 1800s, Charles Blondin was known internationally for his incredible skills as a tightrope walker and an acrobat. He ran a tightrope across Niagara Falls. He walked across it. Thousands of people on each side roared with enthusiasm when he got to the other side. He quieted the crowd and said, "Do you believe that I can walk that same tightrope across Niagara Falls blindfolded?" The audience cheered him on. "Of course you can. You're the great Blondin. You can do whatever you want to do." So he blindfolded himself, put a sack over his head, walked the same tightrope across Niagara Falls. Once again, the crowd roared. He quieted them down. He said, "Do you believe that I can walk across the same tightrope blindfolded with a wheelbarrow, pushing a wheelbarrow with 150 pounds in it?" Everybody said, "Yes, of course you can. There's nothing you can't do." So Blondin said, "Okay, I need a volunteer to, to provide the weight to put in the wheelbarrow, and I will give $1,000 to whoever will do that." Nobody moved. I mean, an itch went unattended because the slightest gesture might mean, "I'll do it." See, they had faith in him to do what he does, but they didn't trust him doing it with them. And sometimes that's the way it is with us and with God, with ourselves and with God. We have faith in God, that God is the creator of it all, that God can do anything, that God is within us. We have complete faith in that, but do we trust it when it comes right down to it? Do we trust it to step forward into the darkest of times and say, "I can handle this. I'm going to make it through"? See, self-trust is just two things. It's self-acceptance. I am who I am. And it's confidence. I will make the decisions necessary to live my life. It's being totally trusting in who you are and your ability to live this life and make the decisions that are yours to make. And it might seem like a great thing to get back to regaining the trust that we have in ourselves, but it is not. It is just stepping forward and knowing I'm going to make decisions and some of them are going to be wrong. And that's okay. If we're afraid of being wrong, we're not going to make decisions, and we don't make decisions, everything's going to remain the status quo. So I am okay with making decisions that are wrong, because if a decision is wrong, through that I can learn what's right, and I take a giant step forward in the evolutionary path of life. If I do something that's right, I know it works and I can repeat it. But the thing that holds us back is to step off the path of life fearfully, worryful, and think, "I'm not sure if I can do this or not. I don't know what to do." Being on the fence when it comes to decisions is more difficult, it's more taxing, it's more fear-inducing than any decision you could possibly make. It's just, and you know this, it's just waffling back and forth. Should I or shouldn't I? What'll happen? I don't know. Rather than just making a decision and saying, "Okay, I'm going to take that first step forward." Everybody here knows if you're engaged in a relationship of some sort and there isn't trust in that relationship, no matter who it's with, the relationship has no value. Trust is the foundation of every relationship. You can't have love in a relationship unless trust comes first. And if there's not trust in a relationship, it has no value. You don't need it in your life. So how does it work when we move that into the relationship we have with ourselves? If you don't have trust in yourself, there's not a lot of value in relating to yourself. If you don't have trust in yourself, you aren't primed to move forward in the level of life that was yours to live. So it's reinstituting that trust, and it's very simple to do. It just means that if you say something, do it. In saying that, I would say don't step out and take on huge, gargantuan commitments that you might be able to do and you might not. But if you commit to something, step forward and do it. No matter what, do it so that you can trust in yourself. If you find yourself in a situation that is very, very pressing, very heavy on you, it just stand straight and know, I'm walking through this. Nothing is going to stop me. I will move through this and I'll make it to the other side. And then you do it. It's a trust that's the motivator. It's a trust that puts faith into action. It's trust that allows us to move through this life with a settlement. You know, all of us are somewhat settled when it comes to the universe and all the mysteries and all the unknowns and all that scientific stuff I told you a little while ago. We're settled with that. That's okay. That's just the way it is. We need that same kind of settlement with ourselves and our lives, how we interact with life in a way where we're settled with it. Because no matter what happens, we know that we have the ability to make the decisions that'll see us through. So as we go into meditation this morning, I invite you to think about those things in your life that perhaps you've shied away with, those things that are troubling to you, those things that are disturbing, those things that make you afraid. And just allow yourself to move into that and say, I can handle this. And I can move forward.
Take a deep breath, slowly exhale. This is your time.
It's all yours to rest, to relax, to be serene. This is your life. It's all yours. And you deserve to be settled with it. The turbulence of life, for the most part, is equal to the turbulence within our minds, fearful thoughts, feelings, attitudes, perceptions that are built on worry, anxiety, stress, wondering what might happen next, worried about the future, regretting the past. And we can put all those things into one neat little bundle, tie it up, set it aside, and move on. Now let the music take you where you need to go, a place of safety, a place of peace, a place of serenity. Now slowly begin to come back to this time and this place. Recognize a good feeling within you, whether it's peace, happiness, contentment. Recognize a good emotion and focus on that. And we affirm that we move forward on this day with a peaceful mind, a peaceful heart, and a peaceful spirit. Amen.
Lord, I will trust in the Lord. I will trust in the Lord till I die. I will trust. I will trust. I will trust in the Lord.
So we come to that time when we get to